Hello, hello. We are back finally. We're back to a bit of live. It is the 12 days of Techmas. Today is the 13th of December when we're recording this, and that gives us 12 days up until Christmas Eve. So the plan is we're going to be not streaming, but putting out at least a video every day between now and Christmas. Some might be shorts. A lot might be some reviews that I've had kind of piling up in the background. And we'll talk about what we've got coming up very shortly. But do say hello if you are there in the chat. It would be great to say hi and let me know where you are watching from, all of that good stuff. Yeah, how is everyone? What's the biggest news? What's the stuff that you want to talk about? Let me know down in the comment section. We've got a few iCaveAnswers questions sitting here that are ready to go as well. I've got my juice, so can keep hydrated. I know everyone enjoys food and drink sounds, so that's always good. Do let me know as well once you hear how the audio is going. Mac Daddy, the man who named the channel, how are you, my friend? Good to see you. We have set this up as well so that it can only be subscribers that chat, so you only have to be subscribed for 1 minute to the channel in order to actually throw something down there in the chat. So no sound? That is going to be an issue, isn't it? Okay, let's have a quick look. What is going on here? Everything's registering on that side. Let me just check. It's definitely coming through the mic. We can turn it up a little bit and see what happens. Okay, let's see what's going on with the audio. We will find out what's going on. Let me know once you can hear anything, but it does look like everything's working on this end. Trying to work out why you might not be able to hear me. Nothing from there, that's so fine. That's all fine. Audio monitoring on. Not sure. Do let me know if you can hear me all of a sudden. Okay, it's too soft. That's fine. We can fix that. I can bring this up a little bit. Let's pop it up to somewhere here and see how we get on. And I can give it a little bit more beans over here as well. How's that? Let me know how it's going. Daisy in the Rain, how are you doing? Good. At least we've got some people here. Fantastic. I can see there's 6 people here. So do let me know if that audio is a bit better for you. Sorry about that. It's very difficult for me to check before we get onto the stream. But yes, we are going to be putting out videos every day for the next 12 days to try to get me back into the swing of making videos regularly, because I've definitely dropped out of it. But also 12 days of Techmas, we're going to be doing it. I've got a little spreadsheet over here as well. Look at me, I've actually planned stuff for once, which is very strange for this channel. Most of the time it's always winging it. We will be doing tomorrow, I'll be doing a little video about the 3D printer that I was sent, and how much fun I've been having with that, and why you should potentially consider getting a 3D printer, because I think there's a lot of people that are not necessarily convinced of why, but even in the studio here, things like the curtain rail is being kept up by 3D printed curtain rail holders, and there's a whole bunch of other stuff that I've been kind of making, but it also kind of ties in nicely with my second channel, which is the iCave Games stuff, so that's good fun. Then we're going to have a iPhone 17 focused video on Sunday. We are going to have some stuff about Apple TV on Monday. We're going to have iPad mini with A17, which is the iPad that I've got, and whether I regret it. Gaming on the Mac on the following day, then becoming an Ultra Human, because I've been wearing this Ultra Human ring for a little while, one of the fitness trackers, so that's coming up. Accessible Tech is going to be coming up. Why everyone hates the iPhone 16, which I think is undeserved. I also have, you may be able to see just here in the background, the guys from Espresso have sent me over a display, which I've been using, which is 4K 17-inch touchscreen for macOS, and it works really well with macOS, and you've got pen input and stuff. So we're going to be talking a little bit about that. And then there's a couple of days that are unallocated at the moment, because you never know, there might be actual news. But yeah, what's the big news stories that everyone's been excited about recently? Do let me know, and we will have a chat about them. But I have got a couple of questions from iCaveAnswers that have been left down in the comments section, some of which are quite long ago. Sorry, Evan Rogers. The first one is... in fact, no, we're going to save Evans for a little bit later because it's quite a long, involved one. But some of the other stuff that we've got over here, Alan B, Extreme Universe and more, has asked, iCaveAnswers, will Apple ever redesign the Apple TV box? Because the Apple TV box looks the same TV box since Apple TV 2 second generation 2008 version. Now, there's a lot of talk at the minute about Apple TV becoming like an actual TV, which would be great fun. It would be super interesting for Apple to do. The big pushback from most people has been on the fact that there's not big margins in TV sets, but I would sort of refute that as an issue for Apple, because there probably wasn't a big margin in VR headsets until they decided to make it 7 times as expensive. So it just means they'll make a really expensive TV, I would guess. But yeah, leave me any questions that you've got down in the chat, and we will be doing your live questions as well. But does the Apple TV box itself need to actually change shape? I don't think so. I think it's pretty good right now. Would it be great to have a version that you could either attach to like a VESA mount on the back of your TV? I know you can do it with like third-party mounts and that kind of thing. Yeah, it'd be pretty cool if there was a way to mount it up there, or if it was smaller. But the Apple TV itself also does quite a lot more than the vast majority of like streaming sticks and stuff out there. So I think it's a little bit of a different situation. So I think that kind of covers that one. We've also had Team Kinetics has asked, this is Brad, asking about my thoughts on Vision Pro. Is it secretly cancelled, postponed, or going as planned? What changes do you think Apple could make to make the device more appealing? And I think Vision Pro is an interesting one. They've sold about 500,000 units, which is very small by Apple's standards, but it's also, I believe, as many as they physically could have sold because of how many Sony could make the displays for. The displays were a big constraint on this. In fact, originally I thought they could only do about 200,000. If they've done 500,000, that's actually really good sales-wise. Why does it not get all of the attention online? The big reason for that is if there's only 500,000 people with them in the entire world, that's quite a small market for people to do anything with. You're assuming that a big chunk of that 500,000 will be looking for content on it. But whereas the iPhone is obviously such a huge, wide appeal device that people have had for years and years and will want to upgrade, it's a very different situation. I don't think Apple is upset by what's happened with Vision Pro. It is very much the first version. They've also just done a deal with Sony, I believe, so that you will be able to use Sony's PlayStation VR handsets with Vision Pro going forward, which is going to be massive for gaming and quite a few other applications. So that's going to be interesting. Right, we've got a couple of questions now in the chat, so we'll come down to these ones because the people that are here right now obviously take priority, which is great. I'm not sure your name, but thank you, A, for your question. What are your thoughts on Steve Jobs? Was he a genius? He was certainly a visionary. He definitely had a completely different take on what technology should be to pretty much the entire market at the time. If you think what Steve Wozniak was thinking, he wanted to make the Apple I and the Apple II very open with expansion slots and make it super easy for people to tinker with. Whereas I think the vision that Steve had was not just about the software, but also making the computer something that normal people could use. He knows that most normal people don't want to upgrade their things. It's not a thing for tinkering with. It's a thing to get some work done on and to create on. If it wasn't for Steve, we wouldn't have had probably fonts on systems. You would have like a single font. All of that kind of stuff. Desktop publishing probably wouldn't have happened, certainly anywhere near as quickly, without Steve and taking his calligraphy class in college, where he just audited the class to find out more about it. So yeah, his passion is what has kind of shaped what we think of the computer as. The GUI, having a graphical user interface with Windows and being able to directly interact, had been created by Xerox PARC, but they thought it was a fun little toy and not something commercial, and he took it and said, this is actually the best way to interact with computers. So really, really interesting. There's a whole bunch of stuff that Steve did. Did he make all the right decisions? No. But did he believe in what he saw as the future and decide to create it, as opposed to listening to what people thought they wanted? It's the whole, Henry Ford saying that if you ask people what they want, it's a faster horse, when the car is obviously, it's been fairly successful, I would say. Rob Hawke asks, when you put Apple's Hearing Pro headphones on, they show a live high-res visualization of your ears on the outside of the cups, which will fog out whenever ANC is on. Oh, that's interesting. So is this I'm guessing this is the AirPods Pro that have just had all of the new stuff. That's really interesting. That's a cool feature. I haven't seen that. I know they've just launched the full-on hearing aid and hearing test stuff. I think it's just been approved in Canada this week. So that's all very cool stuff that's going on. Yeah, I haven't been able to play with the UI for that because I don't actually have AirPods Pro. I use the third generation regular AirPods, and I absolutely love them. Although I've also been using some Raycons for the last couple of months, which will again be reviewed later this week. And honestly, they're really good. They are far better than I expected. But I think I'd seen reviews for some of the previous models online, and people were not that impressed. But I think it's these everyday buds that they've. I assume it's a new product because they sound fantastic. Tech God, are you gonna see FPT's dock coming out in less than an hour? Oh yeah, I forgot that was today. Yeah, I will. We'll basically make sure that we end the stream before that, because I do definitely want to be watching that and the live premiere. In fact, I'm going to go over, and I think what we should do is when this stream ends, we should all go over there and say that we've come from iCaveDave, because John's going to be in the chat for this, and myself and John get on quite well, so I think that'll be quite fun. Let me just make sure that I know when that's happening. YouTube. But yeah, I'm really excited to see it. It's like an hour long. He's done an awful lot of work with it, so I'm super excited for this one. FTP. Let's just make sure I have a reminder for this one. FPT, not FTP. FPT. Here we go. Right. Let's make sure that that is all good to go. So I think it's premiering it, right? Cool. Exciting. So yeah, just the concept. No, I see. It's a concept that you came up with, Rob. Sorry, I misunderstood because I haven't been able to use it. But that sounds fantastic. Yeah, I really like the idea. Definitely sounds cool. Couple of other questions that we've got in iCaveAnswers. I'm just going to keep popping back to these. Fills a little bit of time for us. We will also have a quick look at the sort of breaking news that we've had from various different outlets. So I'll just pop open Mac Rumours here and have a quick look to see if there's anything super exciting that's come up today. Has anyone been using Apple Intelligence? Let me know down in the comments what you've been thinking. I've used it for a few little fun pictures of friends and that kind of thing. Nothing crazy. Haven't really used the rewrite feature stuff, which I'd used before with things like Grammarly when I was doing some writing over at Supercharged. So we have the iPhone 17 Air has entered product introduction phase at Foxconn. So they're already starting to ramp up parts of, getting the lines in place and everything ready to produce this phone. I'm still not convinced by many things about this phone, and this is what I'm going to be doing a bit more about on the on the full video about the 17. hopefully on Sunday. That's the plan. The idea of having the cameras in a single bar. No, in fact, the Air's the one that's going to have a single camera, right, and it's going to be centered. That's fine. I would assume for anything spatial or anything kind of depth-wise, it will probably have LiDAR, so they will maybe do it in the same way that they did with the iPhone 10R. I think that had the single camera as well, but you could still get the spatial videos, basically because it would just kind of do like contrast stuff, and I'm sure the AI stuff that they can do now as well will be pretty good at separating those layers out. It's not going to be as good, obviously, as having the stereoscopic, but the other thing that we've been seeing is this kind of bar design potentially for the Pro iPhones next year, which looks a bit more like the Google Pixel, but that would be very difficult for a couple of different features. It seems like it's a bit of a step backwards, and I'll tell you why. With the current iPhone, you've got the 3 lenses, which are in the triangle format. And the idea is that if you're taking video, they're equidistant. So if you move from one camera to another, it doesn't matter which combination you go in, you will always have the same distance between the cameras, and it's quite a small distance, which means that your perspective doesn't shift massively. Now, if you're doing spatial video, you've got the 2 that are sideways, and, they're basically being used like your eyes to get the image from both sides of something, so you've got slightly different perspective, which is why the spatial video looks really, really good when it's shot on the phone. What would make it better is to put the cameras at either end, top and bottom of the phone, because then you've got almost the same spread as you've got between your eyes, and then it's going to be more accurate to what you're doing. We are live, TA Tech. Boom. How you doing? So yeah, that's my issue, I think, with the iPhone 17 rumours that we've had so far. And also, if you've got it set up so that they're in a bar across when you're vertical with the phone, then when you turn it horizontal, as you would for shooting spatial video, it's not going to work, because that's the whole reason they shifted the cameras round on the iPhone 16 base models. That's why they're vertically stacked now. So yeah, it doesn't quite make too much sense for me. But yeah, Mac Daddy is asking for any rumours on the MacBook Air 15-inch. So the 15-inch Airs are probably going to be coming first part of next year. We have had a couple of leaks, actually, which are around the 13 and the 15-inch M4 Airs. Basically, they have been kind of called out 16, 12 and 16, 13, I think, in the latest macOS builds that have been arriving. So, yeah, I mean, we know that they're going to be coming fairly soon. If they're in those builds, though, it might actually be before the spring events. Like, if you remember, a couple of years ago, we had MacBook Pros being launched in January. There's a decent chance, I would say, that because Apple's not going to need to have an event for these. This is very much the website refresh. We're changing the chip. Everything else is basically the same. Although apparently they are also testing wide-angle cameras, so center stage coming to the the MacBook Air, as well. So that will be interesting. That would be great if they do it. But yeah, it's there's just an awful lot of. It's not going to be a huge update. It's just going to be a nice little quality of life update, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's where we are with that one. TA Tech is saying, "Don't forget about me, brother." Don't worry, I've not. I know I've got to do that video for your collab that we're doing. But this is literally the first video that I've done for about 3 weeks. Life has just been crazy because I work in the drinks industry. I work for Jack Daniels. That's my day job. So I'm out and about in bars. And as you can probably imagine, on the run up to Christmas, it's quite busy for us. But for the next 12 days, I have committed I will be doing a video a day, every day, for the next 12 days. That takes us up to Christmas Eve, which is going to be good. Not every video is going to be huge. There will be shorts, there will be long form, there will be new stuff, there will be reviews. There's a whole bunch of stuff, and I've actually planned it out, and that makes a change for me, because I never do that. So, Yeah, there we go. But yes, TA Tech, it is on the way for you, my friend. It will probably be shot and sent over tomorrow, if that works for you. And I think I'm talking about this bad boy, right? Yeah, think so. But yeah, perfect. Let me know any more questions that you've got down in the comments, and I will just skip back to Mac rumours very quickly and see if there's anything else that catches my fancy. We've got a mention of the new Find My options for sharing lost luggage locations with airlines. That's been picked up by a couple of airlines now, I think, over in the US at least. So basically, if you've got an AirTag on your bag and they lose your bag, you can send them access to those AirTags. Oh, this is an interesting one as well. Google has debuted Android XR operating system for mixed reality headsets and smart glasses. This is a collaboration with Samsung, because obviously Samsung can't be left out when Apple is doing VR stuff and AR stuff. So obviously they've needed to jump back in on this. It's interesting. It uses Gemini. It uses, all of the usual stuff. It's not got a huge amount of detail so far, but Google Photos is going to support 3D, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, good times. That's going to be interesting, I think, because Meta's operating system is based on Android. Pico, which is ByteDance's operating system, is also based on Android, and now obviously this is the kind of official Android XR, so I guess this is the equivalent of Pixel. So it's going to be like the stock VR AR headset version of Android, I suppose. Going to be interesting, but yeah. TA Tech, yes you may. You can do whatever you need. Mac Daddy, Jack Daniels, cool. Yes, it's not a bad job. Yeah, I get to run around quite a lot, and we have good parties. It's Jack Daniels, and I get to go to all the places with the good rock music, so that's also very, very good for me. But yeah, bear in mind, everyone, we're going to go and raid FPT as soon as their new video goes live, because I think they are doing a full-on. It's almost go time. Let's talk about it. Are they doing a live stream beforehand? Oh no, that's the podcast. That's the podcast. We're okay. But yeah, is it going live tonight? Is this the day? Is it today? Is it in an hour? Is that what you were telling me earlier? I didn't really pay attention. Sorry. Yeah, Tech God, thank you for that one. Yeah, if you've got a link, throw it in the chat. That's all gonna be good. TA Tech, it's gonna be shit. I'm assuming you're talking about the Android XR. I don't know, like, I've got a Pico 4 headset. It's pretty good. But I've only done a little bit of sort of gaming in it, and a little bit of using it with the virtual displays, because I've got a really big display over here. Like, it's 40 inches on my desk. It's quite good. But yeah, I don't know. I've spent a little bit of time in Vision Pro as well. And Vision Pro is absolutely better. It's also 7 times the price, so it should be better. It absolutely should be. But these things are pretty good. Like, I can play golf on it. I can pretend to be a Sister of Battle from Warhammer 40,000, which is taking over this desk over here at the moment. So yeah, I've been doing a lot of painting. I've been doing a lot of modelling, all that sort of stuff. Not modelling like walking down a catwalk. I'm not quite there yet. I'm doing my best. But yeah. Yeah. Mac Daddy's saying, if you come to the head office, hit me up and we'll swing by and have a bit. Oh, you're in Tennessee. Awesome. That is very, very cool. Yeah, so I look after the Midlands in the UK, so sort of Stoke-on-Trent. This obviously will mean almost nothing to you, but like Stoke-on-Trent down to Oxford, you might have heard of, Worcester, Birmingham, that kind of area, Coventry. Yeah, that's what I do. I go to bars and write menus with them. Can I send you a picture of the office in WhatsApp? Yes, I can. I will send you a little video over so you can have a look. But I also have like a vacuum cleaner review that I have to do, because sometimes you get sent weird stuff on when you're a YouTuber. So there's a bit of video of me like vacuuming it, so you can use that as well if you want. Yes, Stoke, Ross. Are you from Stoke? And why have you been lurking and not said hello yet? Why is this your first hello? You're being judged, Ross. Yeah, the only stuff that I work with in Stoke at the moment is Staffs Uni, which is actually where I went to university as well. But yeah, there's very little to go on with Stoke. Sugar Mill is the one other place that I'm probably gonna go and have a chat with. Any more stand-up gigs? No, I haven't done any stand-up for a while. It's been super busy. Life has been pretty crazy. I had some mental health stuff earlier in the year, which I've mentioned to you guys on the videos before, so yeah, it's not a secret. But it's just been a bit of a whirlwind this year. Hopefully everything will calm now and get a little bit easier. But yeah, I'd love to do a bit of stand-up again. But the stuff that I learnt from stand-up, I want to also integrate into the videos that I make, and I think that will be good fun. Ross is technically... What are you technically working on at the moment? What time is it? It's like 10:30 at night here in the UK. Very strange. Oh, okay, mate. Well, enjoy your work at least. But thank you for being with us. That's great. Mac Daddy drives a truck. Okay, cool. Very nice, very nice. Yeah, let me know any more questions you've got down in the chat. This is all going well. I'm really enjoying doing my second channel. It's a little bit of a break from the stuff that I've been doing in the past. So this is my Warhammer stuff. Yeah, I know you guys are probably not that interested, but here you go. This is the stuff I've been painting. We'll see if we can get it to focus. If I put it in front of my face, there we go. But yeah, I've been having fun. So geeky. But geeky is kind of what we do. Let's shoot back to Mac Rumours, because that is always the place where you find the stuff that we need. YouTube TV gets a major price hike. Don't care. Apple has just a few weeks left to launch CarPlay 2 in 2024 as planned. I'm sure there were a couple of cars that have announced that they're having it, so that's all good. It's not going to be an upgrade for the cars that have already got CarPlay, because it's all about having all of those displays built in. I am changing my car. I know what I'm getting now. It's going to be a Hyundai Tucson, which is good. We've got Keynote pages and numbers getting Apple Intelligence features. I'm not sure what that's going to mean. Does it just mean you can get cool pictures in them? Great. Thanks. Siri integration, writing tools, image playground. Okay. Cool. Has anyone tried it yet? I know that Numbers relaunched on me a little bit earlier because it wanted to add those bits in. But I don't know how useful that's going to be. Apple Intelligence still, for the moment, feels a little bit like an afterthought that's been bolted onto the stuff that Apple was doing anyway.
You'll need to unlock your iPad first.
Nobody was talking to you, Siri.
You'll need to unlock your iPad first.
Shh, quiet. Yeah. Oh, new Apple TV and HomePod Mini launching in 2025. This is interesting, right? So, these are both set for next year. So it looks like, I mean, we're hearing about the HomePod kind of with a screen thing. I've done a video on this already. My name prediction for it is HomePod Touch, because if it's going to be in that kind of couple of $100 mark, that's where the iPod Touch was. It's a small screen. We're hearing like a square 6-inch screen, which is actually not as small as you'd think. It's sort of like this. Whereas if it was on an iPhone and it's 6 inches, it's kind of like that. So having the diagonal 6 inches on a square display, it's actually not so bad. But do let me know, what are your thoughts on this? Like, it's apparently going to run this Home OS. It's going to have all sorts of home controls going on mainly, I think. It doesn't seem like it's something that's going to be that compelling for a huge amount of people, I'm going to say. But it would be really interesting to see what they do with it, and if it's going to... I think it's going to integrate more with, like, video doorbells and, lighting and home automation than being like a web browser, something to watch videos on. But, like, video calls... it's kind of that kind of Star Trek communicator on the wall kind of thing that they had in the original series. That's more where it seems to me. But then we've got iPads. Like, Apple could just sell tiny shelves for you to pop your iPad on around the house, like, as you move around. That would be fine. But, they've also mentioned, people have been talking about how to mount these things on the wall. And obviously, a lot of people rent their apartments and wouldn't be able to screw stuff in. I wonder if what we've seen with Apple using these electrically activated sticky pads under the batteries, where you attach a 9-volt supply to it, and that kind of releases the adhesive. I wonder if they're going to have their own kind of version of those Scotch Command strip things. Hi, iBunny. I'm wondering if they're going to use, like, their own version of these, command strips on the back of a mount, which you can attach to your wall, and then when you want to release it, instead of doing the stretchy thing that pulls off your wallpaper, you would attach a 9-volt battery to it, and that just electrically releases it. That would be really interesting and a nice use of the technology that they're already using in something else. Let me know in the chat if that makes any sense to you, if any of you are still here, because it seems quite quiet. Why aren't you talking to me? You are always the chattiest of chatty people. I've turned off ads on this stream as well because I don't want to do it. YouTube is really trying to get me to do it because obviously they would like to make some money out of my stream as well. So it says at the top of my stream here, creators adopting live automated mid-roll ads saw on average a 20% uplift in in-stream revenue per hour. I don't care. I don't want you to interrupt me. But anyway, we're going to have the 12 days of Techmas, which is going to be over the next few days. This is the first day. So on the first day of Techmas, iCaveDave gave to me a live stream. That's all you get. If there's not actually much chat going on, I will probably end this pretty soon and go and get ready to watch Mr. Prosser's new masterpiece. I'm very excited for this video. It's the Theft, Death, and Steve Jobs. The official trailer is up on his channel already. I'm assuming it's going to come up as an instant premiere. Has he been posting about it on X or Twitter or whatever it's... John Prosser. Let's see. Yeah, it's definitely coming soon. Very excited to watch this one anyway. And if you have watched the live stream here, do say hello in the chat. That would be good. Oh, Mac Daddy recently updated my iPad Mini 5 for the iPad Mini 7. Love it. Yeah, it's the same one that I've got sitting right here. It is fantastic. It is definitely the piece of tech, other than a phone, that I use the most. I've been using this way more than my laptops quite recently. Ross Neem, my iPad Mini 5 broke today. It had a good run. The new iPad Mini looks great, but I haven't picked it up yet. Just do it. It's really, really good. I mean, go on Amazon and get a deal on it. But yeah, it's very much worthwhile. What happened to it? Did you just drop it? Is it like a smashed display? Is it terminal, or is it just sad? Tell me. We're all here for you, Ross. But yeah, I'm very pleased with this. I haven't tried Final Cut on it yet. I am quite tempted to get at least the trial membership for a month. Maybe in January we'll do like a only editing on the iPad Mini. I know everyone kind of does that kind of thing, and it seems a bit cheesy, but I really like it. It's my little YouTube device. I mean, mainly YouTube on it. But it's what I like carry around the house with me. If I'm at home, I'll throw my AirPods in. I'll take it round with me. I'll be doing like housework, grabbing laundry, washing dishes, that kind of stuff. But it's the perfect device for that. It's the perfect device to have with you with cool stuff playing. I would say there's a couple of things on Apple TV Plus that I'm quite excited to watch. Blitz, I definitely want to watch, which I haven't yet. Has anyone got any suggestions for Apple TV stuff that I should see? I also watched the new. I watched the new little secret level on Amazon Prime, the Space Marine one. Very, very good. Warhammer. Love it. As I say, I'm very geeky. It's one of those things. But you'll get used to that with me. Smash don't like button. Smash don't like button? No. Smash the do like button. But anyway, guys, I think we're going to wrap this up. If you've got any more questions, we're going to give it 5 more minutes. Smash that like button. That makes more sense. If you've got any more questions, throw them down in the chat. We'll keep it open for about 5 more minutes if there's no more questions. And then we'll just wrap this one up because it's just nice to be back. This is my welcome back. This is my little catch up on the news so that I don't have to do everything in the news videos. Saran is absolutely smashing it over on his channel. I think in the new year we'll look at bringing back the Aluminium podcast as well, which I've still been paying to host, even though I'm not doing anything. So we will fix that. No questions. I will finish this one off. If you have got a question that has just sprung to mind, do throw it down in the comments section instead of in the chat. And what we'll do is pop it in the comment section with hashtag iCaveAnswers, and we will address it this week. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.